too hard-nosed and a little, like you said just a second ago, and this was a great point, that you're a different manager for every player. A major league manager is more like a psychiatrist than he is a manager. Running the X's and O's, that can be developed. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. You've been playing baseball all your life. You still have to answer for the moves that you make, but when to hit and run, when to steal, not really that big of a deal. Learning how to deal with the media. But learning how to deal with 25 different personalities, knowing what's going on in their lives so that you can put them in the best position for them to succeed. That is being a manager. I said the same thing about pitching coaches. Pitching staff is fit 13 different personalities. By the time you get to the big leagues, the stuff is usually there. There's not much coaching that goes on. Really what you're a fireman. Okay? You want to make sure that when they go out on the field that they are 100% mentally into the game, that they don't have something else going on, maybe some kind of situation with another player or something going on off the field. So you do a lot of just putting out fires, trying to make sure that they're mentally ready to go out and do their job.
Yeah, and no question about it. And for me, Jim Leland is one of the most extraordinary people in baseball I've come across because, and I've gotten to know him and really enjoy, visiting with him. And going in before their games, like you'd visit with Jim Leland before a game, and that was one of the gifts of broadcasting games, is you really kind of get to experience all the different managers, and they're so different. They are so different, yet they can all have success. But Jim Leland was the best. His words had the most impact of any manager I've seen. And what I'll explain is this: that you'd go into Jim Leland before the game, and he speaks in statements. He doesn't carry on a long conversation. He answers the question with a statement. And then what happens is you walk out in the clubhouse and talk to his players. They spoke in Lelandisms. I mean, so they would regurgitate his statements. Yes. It was amazing to me. I've never
completely bought into his theories.
They spoke his words. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never experienced this before. That it was like he was a ventriloquist, and all of the things he just said to us, his players were repeating. You know what that meant? It meant that he was out there talking to every guy on the team, and they were listening. And not only were they listening, they were hearing what he was saying. And one of the things, having had as much counseling as I've had, in communication, a lot of times what they ask you to do is to feed back what the other person said so that you can say, what I heard you say was this. And so